Hello everybody, it is me, Andrew, and this is going to be a reveal slash walkthrough of the 78 Tarot Mythical edition. So, it's called the Tarot of the Legendary, which is really cool. So the guidebook is written by Trish Sullivan and it's illustrated by 81 artists. So there are 81 cards in this deck. This is a collaboration deck, so it's not going to be the same style of artwork throughout. So this says 78 Tarot presents their 5th collaboration, 78 Tarot Mythical, Tarot of the Legendary. Our 5th deck brings together 81 artists from across the globe, each one creating a card to celebrate the legends of old, and you see some of the cards on the back. And just a shout out to Katie. I will put her Instagram in the description below. I'll also put the link to this deck in the description below, so you can get in touch with her. All the artist signatures are inside the box. Katie is just an awesome person, and her art is absolutely phenomenal. So this is the box, obviously. It is a very nice hard box with a magnetic clasp. I was actually kind of taken by surprise when I got this in the mail, because this is a very big box, and I was like, wow, are the cards that big, or is it the book? And the cards are actually this big. And to show you a comparison, this is a regular tarot card. This is the size of the box. So I'll keep this out and I'll show you a comparison of the actual cards. So just a few things before we start. So the box is just absolutely gorgeous. I really love it. This is not my first deck from the 78 collection. I actually ordered the very first 78 tarot. I want to say it has to be maybe 3-4 years ago. It could honestly be more than that. I'm not exactly sure. But at the time, I didn't really resonate with a collaborative deck. I hadn't been reading tarot for too long, and I needed a deck that was very consistent in the art throughout. So I ended up actually selling that deck not very long after I had it, just because it was very hard for me as I was learning tarot to really resonate with the different artworks. And not that the artwork was bad or that the deck was bad or anything like that, it just wasn't resonating with me at the time, which is totally fine. But the more that I saw the 78 Tarot Mythical on Instagram and in Katie, the creator of the whole project, and her posts, I really began to fall in love with it, and the universe saw fit to send it to me. So yeah, so I'm actually really excited to walk through this with you. I have looked at the cards because I am impatient, but I'm going to walk through some of the cards again with you. So I'll show you the back of the card. So here's the back, and you have the same logo as the box. And just as a comparison, this is a regular size tarot card. So this is a very big, it's a very big deck. And I honestly really like that, because I get to the point where I like really big decks, and then I like really small decks. I like big decks, and I cannot lie. But I mean, you get a lot more of the artwork, and it is borderless and such, which I really like. This gold gilding is everything. And the deck itself, if I can get it out, is gilded. So it's gold gilded, which is amazing. I really like it a lot. I actually really miss the days of Hay House gilding, because I feel like the decks hold up better when they're gilded. That's just my personal opinion, but I really like the size of this a lot. So putting the cards over here for now, I'm going to show you guys what came in my little package with the deck. So I have a little Ziploc, not a Ziploc, oh my God, a little baggy poo with the Dragon Oberos, I think is how you pronounce it, and then the Triquetra. I actually have another bag that I got probably close to 2 years ago. 2 years ago, actually, or a year and a half, 2 years ago, by Katie, and it's slightly smaller than this, but I use it to carry around my oils, my if I, I carry Tylenol, my inhaler, that kind of stuff. I use it to have all that stuff in one central place. And I'm excited that now to have a bigger bag because her bag, my old bag, got ruined in the rain when I was at Disney World and I was stuck on a roller coaster in the rain, in the pouring rain, and then the water seeped through my bag, and then my bag got kind of weird looking after that. But I'm really happy to have this bag. And I'm also fortunate enough to have this cloth. And it's kind of hard for you to actually see, but. And then this is the corners of it, and then you have the two oboros right here. And I actually keep this as, I'll put this up here as the background as we continue to go. I just wanted you guys to see it first. And the one under this is the Wild Unknown terror cloth, but I do find myself using Katie's cloths. If I'm in a pinch and I need to, not really if I'm in a pinch, but like when I want to take pictures for like card of the days that I draw and stuff, because her cloths are smaller. So if I'm just doing a reading like that really quick, it's really nice to have a smaller one that's more square and fits on the table easier. My Wild Unknown cloth I tend to use in like readings that require bigger spreads. So her cloths are absolutely phenomenal. So if you go to my Instagram, which I'll link below, all the cards that have like groupings, like 4 or 5 cards, the cloth is going to be hers. So the guidebook is written by Trish Sullivan, and it's a very glossy. Oh, the moon card is on the back of the guidebook, which by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, which is that's something I did forget to mention. That Jasmine Beckett Griffith was the reason that I had purchased the first 78 Tarot was because I really liked her artwork. So this is the Chunky Monkey Guidebook, a very glossy cover. I like it a lot. And so you have introduction, you have meditation card, wild cards, major arcana, pentacles, swords, wands, and cups. And these pages are not glossy. So the book is glossy, but the pages are not. And I really, really like that a lot. So you have a labyrinth spread, which I'm actually pretty excited about. So there are 3 additional cards that are in this deck. And so we have the meditation card by Zindi S.D. Nielsen. The keywords are calm, grounding yourself, and focus. And so you have this card, the story of the card, you have the card message, and you have the mythological association, which is fairy. So this deck is very, 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 like, obviously mythical, with mythical creatures and such. So you have the Dragon Tamer, which is self-control, respect, and improvement. Once again, the story, the message, and then the mythological association. So you do get full, even though these pages aren't glossy, you get full color representations of the cards, which I really, really like. This guidebook is so high quality. Like, oh, I love it. So then you have the Guardian, and it is strength, sacrifice, and protection. And so you have the same kind of layout here. And then we get into the major arcana. So we talk a little bit about the major arcana, and major arcana cards is talking about how they carry extra significance, how when you have a lot of major arcana cards, maybe you should pay attention to things going on. And then we talk about the minor arcana. So we have the Pentacles deal with material and physical world, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then it gives you the element, the season, and the astrology of each suit. And then we go into the Fool. So we have keywords, we have the elements, and the planet, and the astrological association with each card. So let's see. I love the Empress card. I really, really, really like the Empress card a lot, but we'll see bigger pictures of it later. It's a very, very, very amazing deck. Like, I mean, it's just crazy. Let's see. The Death card. Huh. Oh, the Hanged Man. Let me see something really quick. The Hanged Man. Oh, so it gives you the planet that is associated with. Okay. And then also it gives you the sign that is associated. There's a sign associated with it. Tower. So it pretty much follows this same layout for the whole, all of the 78 cards, or 81 cards. So, that's the guidebook. So now, I mean, I guess we can get to the fun part if you really want to, which I'm sure you do, which is why you're watching this video. We're gonna look at the cards. So, like I said, gilding, they are slightly bigger. I'm very excited about that. So let's take a look. So this is the meditation card. Now I will say something that about the very first 78 tarot. The artist was, or the name of the artist was very big on the, I believe, on the 78 tarot, and it's actually slightly smaller on this deck. Give me 1 second. Let me turn this TV off because it didn't get turned off. Sorry about that, but I am back. So we have the meditation card, the dragon tamer, the guardian. This fool is so cute. I believe that's the Yeti. The magician, I love it. The high priestess. Like, I'm so in love with this deck. Like, oh my God. So, I'm gonna talk a little bit as I go through this. I love how the deck is borderless. It really provides a sense of like cohesiveness, even though the art is different on each card. It is still very. I feel like borders would cause a little bit more separation and a little bit more drawing of a difference. But I really like that there are no borders. I love this Hermit card. The Wheel of Fortune. Interested to see. I'm interested to read the stories behind these cards. Strength. This one's super cute. Aw, yes, Minerva, you're super cute. We have a Death card. And I like this Death card a lot, actually. I pretty much judge a deck by its Death card, but when it's a collaboration deck, you really kind of can't do that. So there are some cards that I'm like, wow, and then there are some cards where I'm like, eh. But that's just part of it. This Devil card is actually amazing. I really, really like it a lot. I think this Devil card really speaks to the addictive nature and how the wounds are like really self-inflicted and how you cause pain to yourself a lot. I really like that card. The Tower card, I like a lot. I wish there were people falling out of it. I wish it would have been a little more Tower-esque, but it does kind of still give you that oh shit feeling. The Star, the Moon, let's just soak in the Moon card. And this Phoenix card is absolutely gorgeous. I have a Phoenix tattooed on my shoulder, and I love this card. Oops, putting them down the wrong way. Of course I would. Judgment. So we're not gonna go through all of the cards. I do want to, I really love the Ace of Pentacles. Cat, no ma'am. She always tries to get into shit. So this says, may the wings of the butterfly kiss the sun and find your shoulder to light on. Hey, Minerva, stop. God damn it, stop. Stop it. May the wings of the butterfly kiss the sun and find your shoulder to light on, to bring you luck, happiness, and riches today, tomorrow, and beyond. Which I really think that the Ace of Pentacles really embodies that energy. So just kind of glancing through some of them. The one thing I will say about decks that are gilded is that you have to be very careful when you are when you are looking at the cards. You have to peel them apart very carefully. The Seven of Pentacles card is like, oh my god, why is this shit taking so long? I really, really like this card a lot. But you have to be very careful when you have gilded decks because you don't want to ruin them. You want to be very, very careful when you're taking them apart. Once you get them apart, you're fine. But like you have to make sure that like you are very, very careful. And the Ten of Pentacles. I love that the Knight is standing still. This does give me a Seven of Wands vibe. I have to read the story that the artist has in store for this card. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. You have the King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Cat, come here. Come here. No, Cat. Oh my god. Excuse me. I'm sorry. She's gonna eat something. She was going to eat a lightning cable. Sorry, guys. No more distractions, I promise. Next time she just won't be in here when I do a video, even though I love her little face. And she's looking at me all cute now. To the Four of Swords, the Five of Swords. I'm really actually digging the Six of Swords. Seven of Swords. This Nine of Swords is very traumatic, but I like it. This one's also slightly traumatic, but in a good way. It really gets the essence of the card. I mean, obviously, Kali is going to be the Queen of Swords. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Ace of Wands. I love this Four of Wands because it is Lord Ganesha. And I am always here for Lord Ganesha. I love Ganesha. This Six of Wands card is actually one of my favorites. And my other favorite is coming up because it's a bunny and he's riding a horse. And there's crystal wands. Like it's a bunny, a horse, and crystal wands. A bunny. Look at this bunny. He's so cute. So Ash Evans, good job. This card is probably one of my favorite cards out of the entire deck. Let's see, Aja Trier. You did it. You did the damn thing with this card. When I saw this card, I immediately stopped and posted it on my Instagram stories. This is beautiful. This is an Eight of Wands if I've ever seen one. I love it so much. So, like I said, I'm not going to show you guys all the cards, even though I basically kind of have. Oh, I like this salamander. That's nice. We're going to... And the reason why I'm not going to show you all of them is because I'm actually going to draw a card for all of us. So this card will be for all of us in all directions of time. Whenever you're watching this card is meant to come to you. If you're watching it the day that I post it, then this card is meant for you. And if you're watching it a year from now, this card is meant for you. We are all led to wherever we're supposed to go in divine timing. So I'm very careful with how I shuffle this deck because I do not want to bend it. I do not want to shuffle it how I normally do. So I'm going to be shuffling it kind of card over card like I'm doing now. I do this a lot with decks simply because I want to be careful that I don't bend them because that can be an issue sometimes. So this is the card we're going to look at because it was sticking out to me. Put it right there. Okay. So, and then what I'm going to do is I will turn this card over and then I'll read what the guidebook says. So you guys can get a taste for how this deck reads and how the guidebook reads. Ten of Swords. Of course I would get one of the cards that I said were traumatic, right? Okay, Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords. There it is. So the keywords are defeat, the lowest ebb, and new beginnings. So the inevitable battle of Mog Turid, I don't know, is aimed at the tragic end. Nuada is at the loss of his weapon and of himself. Suffering is unparalleled, and the future king is not one to indulge in vain hope. And the taste of blood in his mouth marks his. The future king is not one to indulge in vain hope, and taste the blood in his mouth to marks the heavy defeat. I don't know. He will no more dominate his people, and his sacrifice looks so useless at his heart. But the dog that has trust that the brave warrior takes care of his champion seriously injured. The future treasure of Ireland, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, awaits the rebirth to begin the whatever that is. So, this card is one of really kind of being at a place where you feel like everything is going wrong. But the thing to remember about this card is that there is hope, because a lot of this pain and a lot of this anguish that we see in this card it honestly is masked. You know, it's overbearing because you can't see what's going on behind you. So this card is one of, you know, there's nowhere to go but up. So if you're kind of in a situation in your life where you feel like things just couldn't get any worse, and then they have, realize that this is honestly, really and truly the way that the universe is clearing the way for you. That the universe is clearing a path for you that's going to be better than anything you've ever thought of before. And try to stay focused as much as you can on the light that's within you and others, because there is a light to focus on. This is not one where he's laying face down. This is one where he's crying out for help. So when you feel like this, call out for help. Help will be there, but you have to call out for it. You can't just expect help, because our angels we have to tell our angels that we want help. We have to tell our guides, we have to tell the universe that we want help, and then we'll get it. So that is the card that we drew. This has been a review, reveal / walkthrough of the 78 Tarot Mythical cards. Love it. And then the box. So I hope that you guys like this. If you did and you haven't followed me yet, then I don't know what you're waiting for. You can subscribe to my channel below. Give this video a thumbs up. You can connect with me on Instagram below. I do all kinds of fun stuff on Instagram. So we can hang out there, and I'll put the information to get this deck, and I will put the creator's information in the description over here. So Katie, if you're watching this, thank you for this. I love it, and you are just phenomenal, and I adore you. So I highly recommend following her if you have not followed her yet, and like I said, it'll be in the description below. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time it is when you're watching this. I'm sending you so much love and light. If you want to work with me, if you would like to book a reading with me, you can even request that I use this deck. You can do that in the link below as well. Love and light, guys. Bye.